So you'll hear music for a little bit. You've been on before. You know how things
She knows the drill.
You are, in fact, watching The Dorkening.
You're watching The Dorkening. Stay tuned.
For all the geek news everywhere. Dorkening.
And this is The Dorkening. Trust me, I'm smarter than these guys.
Because The Dorkening is the best and most educational entertainment and information source that the Trauma team knows of. It's the best. The Dorkening.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
Hey, it's Drew Mollo.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, happy Tuesday, everybody. I just had to do that because I watch them doing all these antics down at the bottom that nobody's seeing.
We do the same freaking commercials all the time.
Yep.
Record me next time. Make it funny.
I'll try. I'll stop the intro and yeah, go right to you. Anyway, my name's Leo. I'm the monkey behind the keyboard here. We have an awesome show scheduled for you as always. It's going to be a lot of fun. But without further ado, Mr. Drew.
Hey everybody. Hey everybody. I don't know why I'm going first, but hey everybody, it's your man, Mr. DM. How you doing? We're here on Tuesday. It's Splash Pages. And we got a lot of great news. We got a great guest. It'll be great. This is my best Velvet Joker impression, and by God, I'm sure he's stewing.
Velvet.
Oh, is it the show? Is it the show? Oh my goodness! Oh, I overslept.
Well played, Velvet.
Touche, pussycat.
Oh my God, that was great.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another award-winning Splash Pages podcast. And we're going to have some fun tonight. We're going to talk about some comic goodness. And of course, we've got our fantastic guest returning for the second time, Miss Corissa Grant.
Awesome. Was that the intro or should I go to Jar Jar?
Whatever works. He is her favorite.
Jar Jar.
Hey, everybody. It's Corissa Grant's favorite here, Jar Jar Jeremy. Happy to be in the house. I'm getting over a tad bout of the COVIDs. But I'm happy. This is going to be a good show. We got news and comic books and all that other fun stuff. So over to Corissa. Why keep me here?
Hi, that is way too much of me in one screen. But thanks for having me on. I'm Corissa Grant of Worthy Chaos, and I'm here to promote issue 7, the final issue of book 1, and my 1 year in comics, which is Halloween. So almost there.
Well,
Awesome.
That answers my first question. When does the story finally get an ending? I'm like, to be continued.
Well, this is the ending of book 1, but the story continues into book 2. But this is the setting of the Silent Hill town. So it goes into a different setting in book 2. But yeah, this answers questions that have been being asked of the last 7 issues or 6 issues, whatever. And then of course new questions come. But a lot of things get told of what's happening and why Anubis is breaking down buildings in the last couple issues and what they're looking for and all that fun stuff. So it's also 38 pages. So
see, with Anubis, I thought Anubis was looking for them at first, and then I realized, well,
he is, but he's being controlled, by the father, which he's going to show you the remote control in 7. And in 2 you learn more about that, how he fights the control and all that stuff. But yeah, he's looking for them, but they're there somewhere. So yeah, they're gonna find them in 7. So it's good for them, bad for them, I don't know, depends. Depends on your point of view, I guess. Are you sick, Drew?
Yeah, what's going on, Drew?
No. I read an article online that was supported by 2 people that said that I could get COVID by being on the air with somebody. So I'm just checking my temperature. Okay, I'm good, but just
supported by 2 people.
You might have to try again at the end of the show, because after about an hour or 3 hours or however long you're on here, you never know, might catch it by then.
Oh man, this is intense.
I'm not like right next to you or anything, Drew.
That's true. You're gonna get our guests sick. You're gonna sully our already fantastic reputation.
Worth it.
All right.
I'm shocked. We just came back from a couple cons, and Jar Jar, you're feeling not too well on the way back, and like I was shocked that you didn't catch COVID then.
No, I was lucky enough to wait until I got home.
Are you talking about your little trip to the murder hotel?
Murder hotel. It was a murder hotel.
Yeah. So literally, Corissa, they were at a con where Leo literally thought that at some point they were going to wake up and it was going to be like, he thought Jeremy at one point was kidnapped, but Jeremy just went for a walk. And he literally was like, this is some seedy underground 1970s New York shit. Like, I am afraid for my life, the life of my car, my cat, all of this. Cat's not even there. I'm afraid for it.
I dealt with this. I went to a supernatural con, and my husband slightly yelled at me because when we pulled into the place, which by the way was not cheap, it was $100 a night. But when we pulled in, he's like, "This is like a crack den," and it really was. But I was like, "What?" So we pulled into it, and like all the doors open to kind of like, there's no cars in the parking lot at all, but all the doors open to like watch us pull in. And of course, we just picked up like his incredibly expensive copper drum set, head that's like this huge that couldn't fit in the box. So you got this huge thing in the back seat. One woman opens their door and she, "You got any cigarettes?" And I was like, this is not going to go well. So we go into into this horrible hotel room. And, we're contemplating, like, is the car safe out there? Should we put the table in front of the door? So all of that, it's okay. The place smelling like smoke's okay. No lock on the bathroom's okay. No cold water was the last straw for my husband. Our lives in the car at stake was fine, but cold water was the last straw. So we left and went and yelled at them because, of course, we're prepaid and all that shit. So we got out of there and we had to find another hotel. But man, I was like $100 a night. I didn't know. I mean, how I can't judge, but yeah.
I've got to write another stories arc just to pay for this. Like Jesus. So now, starting on that, Corissa, you said that you've written a lot ahead of time. Like you said,
100+ issues, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, like how many if you had to map it out in seasons, are you on are you on a supernatural trend? Are you on season 15?
No. So all right. So we have 5 books. So this would be season 1. So it's 5 books. So this is season 1 with 1 through 7. For season 2, book 2, there's 6 now because I merged the last 2 because I wanted it done for Halloween. So like book issue 6 is like 58 pages, but whatever. So it's 6 issues for book 2, and book 3 is 10 issues. Because it's Resident Evil 2 and I had to do all zombies and I had to do more. And then 4 and 5 are 12 issues each about. So there's about 50 issues for this series 1. And for series 2, I think we're 5 issues in. And then the spinoff is 45 issues. And that second series is about 4 issues in. And then we have a prequel. So, yeah.
This is so weird. This is the first time I'm seeing your book in color.
Do you plan on using the exact same artist for the inside?
If he puts up with me for that long, absolutely. We did get a new colorist for book 2 though, because my artist was having existential crisis. So I was like, well, I'll get a colorist. So there is a new colorist for book 2. So hopefully he makes him happy, everyone's happy except for my wallet, and we move on.
So something I had to ask, because I've read, we've read issue 1 through 6. So when you're creating your own lore, for what hurts whom, what kills what, and said such, is there like a book, like a horror rule book, like, where it's like, okay, the vampires, this is the only way you can kill them, or did you take inspiration from anything, or you're like, you know what? If we chop off their head, that should do it.
So, you talking about the clotters, I assume, for the vampires?
Yeah.
So the clotters turned into, it was like a snowball. So the reason why the clotters have a heartbeat of every 6 hours is because it always bugged me that vampires bleed in movies and everything. They have no heartbeat, so their blood should not. I forget about the part that they have to stay alive by drinking blood. That part didn't bother me, but the logical part of the blood, it did. So I said, all right, to make mine more logical, they have a heartbeat that beats every 6 hours, which is just enough to keep off rigor mortis. So then my mind's like, okay, so now they have clotted, thicker blood, which would make them stronger, which would make them need more protein, which would make them need to drink directly from a human. Well, if they're going to drink directly from a human, they have to be more ruthless because they have their soul. So they only change like the most evil murderers, sociopaths, whatever, and changes them into these the clotters. Now, I don't know really where the if they taste your blood or bite you, they can track you wherever you go. I just thought that was incredibly evil. So if the vampire bites you, it can track you wherever you go. And if you kill that vampire, the entire nest can now track you wherever you go, and they will track you down for revenge. And they'll do whatever it takes to kill you. So that's why in 6 they have to go hunt down every single clotter there is, so that they don't track them down later.
Okay.
Is Leo showing book 7? Because I don't remember a lot of this.
This is 2. He's on 2.
Oh, he's on 2. Oh.
Yeah.
Did I miss something when I was reading?
I only read 6 books. Were there 7 books for us to read?
7 is now.
No.
No, the 7th one
just came out.
The 7th one just came out today.
Oh, right? Now I remember where they are. Okay, the small town.
Yeah, this is the Silent Hill homage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Corissa, the last time we had you on, I think at that point you had 3 books done.
Sounds about right.
Now, for those that have never seen you before, when did this journey for this particular series start for you?
The writing or the comic books?
Well, once you've made the commitment from writing to comic book, how about that?
Okay, so the story is written starting 3 years ago last month. The comic book started Halloween of last year. So it's but it was an older artist that wound up stealing pretty much $3,000 for me. I spent $2,000 trying to fix it. I did not like it. I hired this one. He redid it, and I threw away $5,000. So now he's doing all of the issues, and so this particular artist started in November, and the last artist started in Halloween. So working in comics is Halloween, is 1 year.
So the first issue was totally self-funded, and then after that you jumped into crowdfunding?
No, I had so the first soft opening, I like to call it, because I didn't do any advertisement, I didn't go any podcasts, I didn't know what the hell I was doing, and still kind of don't, but know a little bit more.
Doing great.
That was with the old artist, and it made like $900 in Kickstarter. And then when I got this artist, he was super fast, and we did 1 through 3 in like 2 months. And
that's impressive.
Yeah, so we did all 3 together, which was not intentional. He did 2. He started on 2, then he did 3. And I loved 2 and 3 so much. I was like, all right, I'm not going to do the Kickstarter until you do 1. So we had to go back and do 1 really fast because he was going away for a month. So he did 1. He worked like tirelessly weekends, morning and night. And then he got 1 done in like a month. And we had 1 through 3 for the first Kickstarter.
Why is he never on any show with you?
He's in the UK, so he's 5 hours ahead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're not doing that to him.
Actually, this week he's away anyway, and I'm already having withdrawals. He worked on the weekend for me. He did the cover of 9 because we're already drawing issue 9 now. So he did the cover of 9, and now he's away for freaking 5 days. And I was like, get the hell back here as soon as you can. So,
aw, that's how you make a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, he keeps on
working.
I really admire your style. You know, you, from what I understand, you just go on like tons of podcasts. That's
134.
How you
yes.
134 podcasts.
Yes.
Good for you.
Good for
in
you.
1 year?
In 1 year, in less than a year. I started January, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
And would you say that's the main way that you're getting people knowledgeable about your product?
Yeah.
And
I have like 5,000 followers on Facebook and Twitter, but I don't think that the algorithm, I think like the same poor 5 people retweet the same stuff. So
yeah,
you're welcome.
Yeah. Thank you. So
and how are sales doing now then?
Not bad. I mean, this Kickstarter started a little slower than the last one, so I'm hoping it'll do as good. I don't know. We'll see. But the last 3 have been good. They've all been over 3K.
Oh man. I'm sorry. Just, that's that sexy photo limited edition money shot.
Do I need to go back to that?
There's your snowball shot. That's almost naked.
Yeah, almost. She was naked until I told my artist, you've got to put the steam strategically placed.
Yeah, you got the anime bubbles. You got to have strategic places. Sexy, but not. Oh my God, why?
So leaving a little bit to the imagination.
Yep. So, but yeah, so he's fast, and that's why we do this so fast, because I already have them written, and I already have I think I have the scripts up to 19, so I still have more. I have to still convert more, but right now we're up to script 19. So, and I already separated book 3, so I know book 3 is I know how many issues there'll be, but I don't always know how many pages they are. Like book 2, issue 1, chapter 1 was supposed to be 28 issues. And then I was reading over it, and there was so much that happened with the giant salamanders and zombies and ghosts. I was like, all right, we're going to make it 32. So now it's 32 freaking pages.
There you go.
Now, are monster hunters physically enhanced in any way, or is she just very athletic and well-trained?
So she doesn't know it, but she's an angel, so she has a little bit more power than most. Her power hasn't come out yet, and I don't even think it does until I think there's a sneak of it in book 3. But his strength, he's a demon, so his strength comes from that and training. So they've trained mostly, but they both trained physically, but she trained as a supernatural hunter, and he trained as an assassin with the military. fake military. But
up to this issue 6 at this point, neither of them are aware of their supernatural lineage.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah, we kind of do, because we in issue 3 their fathers are talking about them, but they don't know. We just do.
So Corissa, do you ever get tired of the speech bubbles where if I tell her, she'll leave me? If I don't tell him, I'll never leave him. Whatever, regardless of tells. Like, I think I must have seen that at least 6 different times, and I was like, okay, we got it. You guys are stupid for each other. Do it.
Well, that's just, I only write for Serafina. I don't write for Draven. So you can blame my co-writer for that. So
okay.
Yeah. We write for our own characters, and we never write for the other one. So.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's why they have 2 completely different personalities. He thinks way more than he talks, and she's like me. She talks way more than she thinks. So there's that.
And I didn't say that. That was you.
It's accurate.
Confirmed. Are there any scenes from these that you had to cut out, that you were like, essentially, if this was a movie, would these be on the deleted scenes or part of the Corissa cut?
I already cut, like when I'm writing, I cut not a lot, like very little, but I think I cut about I don't know, like 3 scenes or something that I was like, oh, I don't really need it. And sometimes I'll cut one of our sides, like since it's I write the first chapter and then she writes Draven's point of view for my chapter. So sometimes I'll take out one of the points of view, like when they're fighting or something. I figure you only really need to see one. So sometimes, but generally almost everything is in here. I don't have a very easy time cutting out anything. Hence why there's like 50 issues. So.
Okay. I have to ask this. You really couldn't help yourself by not putting in the Impala, right? Because literally,
yeah.
Whose car is this?
Exactly. They opened it up as like, God, whose car is? Well, I like their style, and I'm just imagining like that. I just imagine like Sam and Dean, like, Sam, where did you park the car? What is this, like, son of a bitch? Like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, yeah. I'm hoping one day to be rich and famous to buy licensing rights to Supernatural so that I can have a crossover, and they can hunt together or probably kill each other, whatever. So, yeah, I had to have the car, absolutely.
Yeah, because the second I saw it, I was like, that. Oh God. I was like, she couldn't help herself. I mean, so was that the goal? Because I kind of imagined. Like I had this like crazy idea that if you had like a crossover with Buffy, that there's like a snafu, and like it's like one of those classic swaps. Like they fall asleep and Buffy wakes up in Serafina's world and vice versa, and it's like shit.
That's quite possible. If you watch Buffy, you know that she's actually in an insane asylum and it's not really happening. So anything's possible.
That's true.
So she could magically wake up too. But I would love crossovers. I would love a crossover with Resident Evil, Supernatural, Buffy. I don't know if I'll ever be that rich or famous. But that would be the ultimate goal for the series is an animated series. But the crossover, that would be epic. So yeah.
Oh, an animated series, huh?
Yeah, it's too long to do live action, and I think it would just be so much better.
With the gore, it's a lot easier, I think, doing it animated anyways.
And then they don't really age in my book because the 50 issues is pretty much the same time. Yeah, one night. We were trying to figure out the timeline, especially for the spinoff, because there is something that happens that screws them up for like a month, but. I think it was like a month tops in 45 issues. So this is probably pretty close to less than that. Or I don't even think it is a month because they get taken to an island in 3 and 4 and 5. And then, so it's probably like a week. I don't know.
Yeah. So Kari, although she couldn't be here to support, she still is supporting every Kickstarter you put out. So just keep posting those links. She had a couple of questions that she wanted to ask. So
sure.
She's plushies. Your beloved plushies.
I have a new one this campaign. I have my Hellhound.
Oh, look
Dear
at
God.
that.
Nice.
What don't knock my plushies, but yeah, this
Look
is
at the
Croc. This is
horns.
the Hellhound. He's got a
Aw.
broken horn, but this is the Hellhound that plays fetch with Anubis, and then he follows around with a stick. I have a lot of plushies now. For book 2, the plushie salamander monsters are coming, so they're
Nice.
as we speak. Yeah,
Oh, very cool.
yeah.
And she also wanted to bring up quote unquote the metal stuff.
The metal books, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Oh, I have
Or covers?
so I have metal covers. I have metal pins. I have metal trading cards. I do love metal, so there's a lot of metal there.
Now
Yeah,
the cover's
what-
actually made of metal.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
literal metal. Yeah.
Oh,
It's not like the chrome and foil where that's just like shiny. No, this is
yeah.
It's actually metal. Yeah.
No, she could
Aluminum.
legit
I
kill
think that's
someone with a
aluminum.
combo cover now, Jeremy.
What happened?
Fair-
Yeah,
When they said anything's a weapon, I guess so.
it's
Yeah.
a true story. Can't bring that to a con. Man, what are you going to do with the cover of this book? Nothing. It's not for reading
Sharpens
purposes.
like a razor.
It's for combat.
Oh, this is where he plays fetch. See, he brings him a stick. So Anubis is like, "What the hell is this?" And he throws it, and then he brings it back. He's playing fetch with the Hellhound without even really thinking about it. And then in all the other issues, he pretty much follows behind him with a stick. So
Aww.
So Carissa, what's the realistic timeline? What you said you had 50 issues planned?
7 years.
7 years.
Look at
That's
you.
that's
And then
probably.
And
that's
then
it.
will Draven and Seraphina continue after that, or at that point will this whole series be ended and you'll move on to a new series?
Series 2 is it's still them, but it's a completely different. So the end of book 5 ends, and if you don't read the epilogue, it's a somewhat happy ending, I guess, depending on how you look at it.
Right.
But if you read the epilogue, it starts a whole new journey in series 2, and then they go through that's when they start traveling through different cultures like Greek mythology and Egyptian and all that stuff. So they're gonna travel through all that.
Cool.
Yeah, the Hellhound's good. There's only one available though, so just FYI.
Ah, damn it. Yeah, so there we go.
Yeah.
Look at all that weaponry.
Oh, and that's also the bat from actually
Yeah,
it's Supernatural
Walking
and
Dead.
Walking
Negan from Walking Dead.
But it's also in Supernatural because Dean carries it around and he goes, "Dad would really love this." So yeah.
So one of the other things Kari wanted to ask was she wanted to bring up the difference between you hitting your initial goal, which you're currently already halfway to, and then the actual costs for shipping, et cetera, that come with the further goals. So it's kind of going into a little bit more about what makes Kickstarter kick.
Yeah, so $1,000 is the goal for printing. It's pretty much how much I pay to print and send and mail and all that stuff. 3.3K covers the artist, but not the merch. So I pretty much pay for the merch out of pocket, but I love merch and the merch is more for me than anybody else. So I'm okay with that. I think the ultimate goal, if I ever reach it, would be like 5.5 would cover like merch and variant covers. The covers in book 2 are costing me about 7 times more than they are now. So we'll see how that goes. So plus hiring the colorist added another 700 to the issue. So yeah, we'll see how all this goes.
So Carissa, I have to ask, so you have a steamy shower shot for your girl, Sarah, but the second we turn the shower on from Draven, it's just, all right, well, I'm done.
That was not me. That was my artist. He would rather draw the naked chick. I don't blame him. But yeah, I had nothing to do with that. I just tell him what's on the page and then he draws it. So
okay.
Yeah, trust me, I would love to see half naked Draven. I mean, yeah, but
I have to
not in
say,
the cards apparently. They only take one more well, in book 2, Sierra is fighting zombies in a towel because she went to go take a shower in the locker room, and the zombies are there. So she's fighting zombies in a towel, which I think is incredibly sexy, and I can't wait for that scene. So,
okay, well, we know where Carissa's head at, so
we're definitely rated M for mature.
Indeed, we're rated ID for indecent.
Yes.
You know,
the vampires really get it pretty quick. Like, I find it funny that Draven's always trying to save her, where she's just tearing apart people.
That's kind of the issue. And they actually go to, they are butt heads a lot in book 2 because he wants to protect her, and she's like, screw you, I've been doing this for 10 years by myself.
Right.
But she eventually, something happens in book 2 that gets her to rely on him a little bit more. But she's always going to put herself at risk.
Doggy.
And do stupid things. Yeah, the hellhound.
It just keeps coming back. Okay, got this.
I got my stick.
Leo had up a scene a minute ago where she gets bit by the vampire. Why does she not turn?
Oh,
they have
she
to,
doesn't.
if you read it, you would know that you have to get their blood in their mouth. So if you
that's what I didn't understand. What, only in your mouth? Is that for everyone or just for monster hunters?
It's for clotters. Like the regular vampires are different. These are a subspecies. So if the clotter bites you, it can track you now, but you don't turn. But if you get their blood in your mouth, then you get turned, which is actually kind of a nod to Supernatural. That's how you're turned in Supernatural. You have to get bit, and then you have to get blood in your mouth. So I kind of took it from them.
And there was also some of that referenced in Anne Rice and other vampire lore. I think Dracula did the same thing. It's that they can drain you, but you'll still be drained. But if you drink a vampire's blood, that's when you turn.
Yeah, I think it's in a couple of lore. You're right. I think it is in Anne Rice. I never read Anne Rice, but I think it is in Anne Rice.
Oh no, I've never read it, but I've seen the movie.
Well, even in the
I do remember that. And it's a supernatural thing. And you're right. I think Dracula does it too. So that is one of the lores. Not all lores. Some of them are just get bit. So but that would make it too easy. So
gotcha. But in your series, if a regular vampire bit her,
your turn. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Okay. See, guys. Classes of vampires. You got to distinguish.
Well, that's why she needs a bestiary.
I do. I actually am doing I'm working on 2 things. I'm doing a point of view 0 issue, which is it shows you 6 of the other characters' point of view of what created issue 1 on who pulled the strings and all that stuff. So I'm working on that now. The first point of view is done for, which nobody really knows that he's a big part of it. And he's actually the main part of it is Davies, which is the guy that's in issue 1 when Draven is caught by the police. And he says, oh, this is the guy. That's actually the guy that framed him. He's the one that trains him as an assassin. Everything is actually based on him. And he's actually he's the worst character in the entire series. And no one even knows it yet. And he's human. But he's the one that pulls the strings. You're going to see the point of view of Anubis, though he doesn't talk. You'll see through his eyes. You'll see the angel and the demon, Camiel, which is the horrible, horrible guardian angel with the top hat. And I think you have, I think the 6th one is a Greek goddess that I haven't introduced yet. So
nice.
I'm working on that. And I'm working on, so I have 10 issues of the prequel of where they met in this life, like when they first met and all that stuff. But I'm working on the origins of where the 2 angel and demon met, how they created the weapon, and where Draven and Sierra actually were created from. So we're working on that too.
So Corissa, a lot of times comic characters will auction off roles in their comics. Like people pay a certain amount of money and they have a cameo in a comic or whatnot. Sometimes they're just, oh, hey, look, we're in the background. Or sometimes they actually do things in the book. Mm-hmm. Would you ever do something like that for a Kickstarter?
I did that for but I didn't I did it in the worst way possible. I forgot to advertise it on anything, and it wasn't there the first day of the Kickstarter, so nobody knew about it. But on the last day I was like, oh, by the way, you can be drawn as a vampire and killed in book 6. So there are 3 people in book 6.
I thought those were readers. I was like, those look too, because most of the characters have kind of very similar look, and these ones there was a few that were like
realistic. Yeah. We're gonna do it again in book 3, where you can be a zombie, because it's a whole zombie 10 issues. So you can be a zombie and you can be killed any way you want. So we're gonna do that. And I would love to kill you, Drew. Don't you worry about it.
Sweet. You have no idea how many exes have told me that.
But my artist used to do portraits. That's originally what he did. So his that's why I almost didn't hire him, because his work was too realistic. It was, you know. Was that me? Because you're all disappeared. I'm guessing that's.
Oh yeah, that was on your end.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah, it was just mid laugh. I was like, is this Magnum PI? Is that the end of the episode? Like, okay.
So yeah, we're gonna do that in book 3. We can't. It's hard to do in any other season because he's so fast that you'd have to buy it like 2 issues ahead. So we'll see in book 3 how well we can do that, because it's 10 issues, so we can definitely fit some zombie people.
All right, so we'll keep an eye out. If we see any of us, we're going, guys, we made it. We're dead.
I'll give you a warning before I do whatever.
Yeah, Jeremy's gonna live. I mean, what? No, I mean,
no, you can kill me. You can do whatever you want to me. I'm down. I'm in a comic book.
Where can people find your can they still buy single issues? Is there a website?
They can actually buy single issues on the Kickstarter. I do have a website, but I prefer it's the same price, so you might as well go on Kickstarter because you get really cool stuff and it works out better for me. If you go on the Kickstarter, we have issue 1. You can buy a tier, like you don't have to buy the catch-up tier, but we have issue 1 PDF, issue 1 printed, or issue 7 PDF or printed, and then you can get all the extras, background, back issues in the add-ons. We also have a digital catch-up tier, which is 20, and we have a printed catch-up tier, which is 59, and it comes with all 7 issues and like keychains, buttons, trading cards, stickers, all sorts of stuff. And then we have a heavy metal 7 issues with metal covers, catch-up tier. So yeah, they're all there. You could buy single issues. You could buy if you bought issue 1, you could buy 1 and 2 because everyone wants Anubis. Anubis starts in 2. So he's going to be in it more. So it's kind of weird. In book 2, he's in it. In book 3, he's kind of more in the background because he's trying Serafina alive because they kidnapped his hellhound and she needs to keep her alive. So you see him in the background, like killing things that were going to go after her, and she like turn around. There's nothing there.
Yep. He went John Wick.
Yeah. So in book 4 and 5, he's actually more of a main character, and he's going to be on the island and all that stuff. So we'll see how that all works out.
Okay. So I have another question, Chris. So you've been on, like you said, 134 and counting podcasts.
I have 30 this campaign. Yeah.
There you go. So good. Congratulations. You know, if we could give you a little Xbox trophy, we would.
Woo-hoo.
Do you follow the shows that have you on? Is your watch list like I don't sleep because I'm just
I do try to watch everyone I'm on, and they're all on my subscription. So like I'll be on like watching. I only watch YouTube. I don't really watch cable or anything, so I get to see all the channels pop up, and I'll pop into that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. YouTube is all I need.
So
yeah, I do like to watch all the shows I do, and I do like to repeat shows, especially the good ones, even when Drew's on them. But
you know what? I'll go. I know when I'm not wanted. Okay.
Oh, you don't know anything.
I don't know shit. I'm Jon Snow. I don't know crap.
That's right. More Jeremy.
Yeah. You know what? I know when I'm not wanted. I know when I'm not wanted. Like,
does he? Yeah, I don't know.
You know what? I don't have to take this. I'll go.
Yeah. Crybaby.
Jeez, why'd he do that?
He loves
did he ruin the recording?
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Oh, now he's not.
Yeah, I know, but that screws it up when I try to edit.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
You're on my shit list.
Leo, apologize to Leo.
Yeah. You know when you do that, it fucks up my editing.
He's talking to you, Drew.
He's like, nope.
Okay, fuck you. Well, anyway.
Oh, he left again.
So I want to remind everybody the link is in the show notes for Kickstarter. Definitely check it up above or down below. Now, you mentioned you're on 134 podcasts and you have 5,000 followers on Facebook. Have you tried doing any like paid ads as well? Any social media ads or anything like that?
It never works. I did try for both Facebook and Twitter, and I get links, but I get like 1,000. I think I got like 14,000 views, but like it doesn't really do anything. I'm gonna try again when the hardcover comes out. I think it's a little bit easier to sell, but
And then you keep getting banned.
and I
Like,
keep
what
getting banned. Yeah.
Yeah, what do you do?
That's a gift. That's a gift that I get. It's a skill set that gets me banned. I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea what I do because all I ever do is share my fellow indie creators links or podcast links. I never like curse anybody out, which if you read my book, you know that I curse a lot. So I've not cursed on anyone's posts. I do know how I got banned twice, and it took me the second time to realize it. I got banned for sending podcasts the same message, like each one the same message. So I thought I was a bot. It's because I just pasted and copied. Hi, I'm a new female creator, and blah, blah, blah. And why would I rewrite it? So the number is 14. So stick to 13. You can send the same message.
All right, there you go. Good to know.
Yeah. So that's how I learned that one. But that the other ones I have no idea why I got banned. It has to be something group related. I don't know what, but I couldn't even post in my own group. So
oh wow.
Yeah,
wow.
I don't get it. I don't know what it was. They don't tell you like they used to tell you, because I got banned once because I was in a grooming group and somebody was talking about torturing some pet, and I was like, oh, how would she like it if we tortured her? And that got me banned. And it was hate speech, I guess. And then I said, I think I called someone, I didn't call someone there a bitch, but I said, oh, that's a bitch. And I got banned for that. But now they don't tell me anymore. So they're just like, screw her or whatever, just ban her. What's she going to do about it? So 6-day banning was the worst. But nothing beats getting banned from Messenger. I could not, literally after I sent that 14 messages, I couldn't reply to any of the podcasts. That's like, oh, sure, we can have you on. I was like, I can't talk to you.
Oh no.
It was like awful.
That's horrible.
Oh, it was awful. And then like my friends thought I was dead because I wasn't replying 4.2 seconds. So yeah, that was not good.
So
I don't.
Carissa, it's the spooky season. It's the start of that. What's everyone's watching horror movies, horror references, Inktober's, all that. What's your spooky routine? And you can't say writing your book because that's a given.
It's the Peanuts Halloween special and the Garfield Halloween special.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
That's tradition. It's tradition. I've been watching it since I was like, what, 4? So that's tradition. The little special thing would come on, and I've been watching that. So that's the most important. I have movies and shows for every season. I have Peanuts and Garfield for every season. But we added a new one last season. I don't know if you guys watched what is it, Violent Night? That was a new one.
Oh yes,
yeah, buddy.
Oh, the new Santa Claus one?
Yeah,
that was good.
And our Thanksgiving special is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. So
every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Pretty much. But for Halloween, man, we just watch. My favorite is Nightmare on Elm Street 3. It's the first movie I watched. I was 6 years old.
Dream Warriors.
We are the dream bitch.
We are the Dream Warriors. This is our shitty Dokken right here.
Yeah. So we try to watch as many horror movies as we can. But I like the classics. I like the older ones. I watched Terrifier. It is not scary in the least. It's gross.
Yeah. I have the same feeling on both of those. I watched both Terrifier 1 and 2, and I was just like, I don't get why it made such a big splash in the horror genre, except for like they cut a female in half.
That was awful. That was probably the cringiest moment I went through.
It was definitely grotesque. I give it that, but I didn't find it scary.
Movie, though. It is not scary in the least.
No.
It's just gross. It's just gross.
So, Carissa, do you dress up for Halloween? Do you do costumes? Or are you like, this is me? This is what you get?
Not anymore. I used to cosplay at anime conventions, and I used to dress up for some Halloweens, but I have not in a long time. I'm scary enough as it is. I don't wear makeup and do my hair, so this is what I always look like. This is how I wake up. I put my hair in a ponytail, and that's it. So I'm scary enough as it is, and I scare whoever answers the door, so we're all good. But yeah, no, not in a long time.
Okay.
But I do want to start dressing up for my own cons because I think it would make it, I used to dress up like Claire Redfield or You guys, I don't know if you watch anime, but Lotus wore the Dietlit elf and
Okay.
and Kagome from Inuyasha. So I used to dress up like all those, but I haven't in so long. So I gotta get back to that one.
Interesting.
All right. So
He's like,
with all ado, would you like to do a Mad Libs?
sure.
Okay.
This
So
is what
we're going to
Drew's been
ask you a
waiting
few
for.
questions here. And just to let you know how perfect this is, this one is interview with a celebrity vampire.
Okay.
So, all right, hold on. I got to write this down because, you know, in case we want to sell this, we could be like, oh, this was filled out by Corissa Grant. You know, how much? $5 sold.
No,
Awesome.
yeah.
Yep. All right.
It'll be a new tier on one of your Kickstarters.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that's one thing. All right. All right. So,
what's your biggest tier?
My biggest tier is the metal ketchup tier. It's like $255, I think. Yeah.
For 7, you get 7 metal.
7 metal tiers and 7 metal covers and 5 metal trading cards and 2 metal bookmarks.
Oh wow!
I have the gold coin. I don't know.
So, Carissa, can I have a noun, please?
A noun. Dog.
Would you say? Did you say frog?
Sure. Let's go with frog.
Okay. Can you pick a person in the room who is a male?
Well, Jeremy.
Knew it. Man, you're just winning points today, buddy.
I got quite a smile on tonight.
I know. Can I get
may
an
not be
adjective,
feeling good,
please?
but I'm feeling good.
Adjective. Pretty.
Okay. Okay. I need another noun, please.
Desk. That's the only thing I can think of. Right
All
now.
right. I need another noun. I'm reading this as is. I'm just telling you. Okay.
Okay.
What?
Tree.
Tree.
Tree. Yeah.
Okay. Can I get another person in the room?
Drew.
Sweet. This will be a good one. Can I get another adjective?
I can't remember what all the adjectives are, but descriptive, right? So, terrifying.
Okay, cool.
I think that's an adjective.
All right. Can I get an adverb?
I don't remember what an adverb is.
We're going to have the explainers here. Hold on.
I am a writer that just writes what comes out of my head. I don't really have to think
usually
about
it ends with ly, like stupidly,
Quickly?
greedily, carefully.
Okay. Oh, quickly.
All right. I need another adjective.
You have to understand that I don't care.
Can I get another adjective?
Another adjective. Furry.
Furry. Got it. Can I get a celebrity who's a male?
Jensen Ackles.
Okay. Good call.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who saw that coming?
Yeah.
Can I get another adjective?
This is a lot of pressure.
Let's hope it goes somewhere.
Another adjective. We'll go with ugly this time.
Okay. Ugly.
Ugly.
I need you to get another adjective.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of your adjectives. Adjective. Smart. Right? That's an adjective.
Did you go with smart? Okay.
Sure.
All right. Can I get a celebrity who's a female?
Yeah, you probably could. Let's do Sandra Bullock because it just popped in my head.
Okay, cool. Sandra Bullock. And now the last one is another noun.
Shirt.
Okay.
This is gonna be the stupidest Mad Lib ever.
No, it won't. It's gonna be great. So, everybody, I'm Drew at Splash Pages, and we're gonna read "Interview with a Celebrity Vampire" by Corissa Grant. Recently, I, Carissa Walters, sat down with the frog famous actor and vampire Jeremy Courtney to discuss his most recent work, his run-in with the law, and how he met his pretty fiancée. I've met your fiancée. She is pretty. Q, how does it feel to have recently won the Motion Picture Academy desk for your performance in the Coming of Tree movie, The Drew Story? And Jeremy would say, it was a terrifying honor to be nominated. You would be terrified.
That would be terrifying.
Yeah. Now, last month, you were perfectly arrested by the Hollywood police for allegedly trying to turn someone into a furry vampire. Can you comment on that? My friend Jensen Ackles wanted to become a vampire. It was all an ugly misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Now, can you tell us about your romance with the smart actress Sandra Bullock? Let's just say I like to keep my private shirts private.
That's actually very fitting.
Yep.
No pun intended.
And that's it. We're done.
Bravo, Drew. Bravo.
Well done.
Thank you. That's Chris. You're our first celeb who did the Mad Libs with us. Everyone, even Paul Kupperberg, who actually worked on Mad Libs, was like, no.
Really?
He was like, no. He's like, thank you.
Did he write that one?
No, Harry had one where he worked on.
That's funny.
Right.
There you go. See, now you did it, and that wasn't terrifying. And if that was, you can say, yeah, I was on a show. They had me do a Mad Libs. It was awful. Like, fuck those guys.
Hey, that what the hell is his name that I can't watch? The host. He makes them do games. What the hell's his name? I don't know.
The host.
One of the Jimmy, not Jimmy Kimmel, the other one. What's the other one?
Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, Fallon.
Yeah. I don't find him funny at all. But he makes them do like a little game or show or something.
Right.
Why, thank you.
Yeah, her Mad Libs were awesome. You should see her book.
Yeah. Please do not judge my writing on my Mad Lib.
Yes.
How long till the Kickstarter ends now?
It ends on Halloween.
Oh, really? Halloween night?
Because it's my 1 year, and it's my very first Kickstarter started on Halloween, so I figured my this one should end on Halloween. So
it's very fitting.
I purposely combined. I can't do it for book 3, but for book 2, I combined 6 and 7 so that we could end on Halloween again. Plus 6 and 7 it's exciting, but not enough for me. After you fight zombies, salamanders, giant salamanders, and ghosts, and then they kind of like do their thing, and it ends really great, but it's not as exciting as so I was like, I'll just combine them. So, but yeah, 58 pages. That'll be fun for my artist.
So, Carissa, is there any story theme, or I hate to say it, cliche in your writing that you're trying to avoid?
Probably.
Well, like for instance, you know how like they have the episodes where one day they wake up and suddenly, like I remember the world is different, but I'm in a parallel reality, and then it's just a dream, that kind of thing.
Yeah, you're gonna have to read 7.
Oh boy.
Yeah, kind of. I don't like to do the we like Supernatural. They do eventually, have deaths in it. I don't like to end on well, that's not a lie because I guess I got all the cliches in there. But I tried not to make it too much like, the shows I watch. Like, Supernatural died over and over and over again. Over and over and over again. So I think there's like 3 deaths in it. And they all have really important meanings to them. So there's that. But in Supernatural, I think they died like every other episode.
Oh yeah, they're just like, why don't you trust me? Don't you understand? I was in hell. It's just like, that was every season.
Yeah,
one or the other had gone to hell. Sam or Dean.
Yeah.
So. You just kind of imagine there's a guy down there who's like, oh, the Winchesters, we got your room ready. Yeah. All right, come on down, Dean Winchester, back in hell for the 30,000th time. He's gonna leave soon, so we're just gonna make him comfy as heck. Thank you. Welcome to hell.
Yeah, he punches the card every time he goes, and when he gets 10, he gets like free brimstone or something. Yeah,
he gets a froyo. Froyo in hell. They're just like, we're everywhere. Even in hell.
My characters actually do go to hell in book 4, I think. So they do get to go to hell. But it's not because he's a demon, so he actually lived in hell for a very long time. He doesn't know that. So,
Good times.
Yeah, he did have good times.
I know.
He doesn't remember them, but he had good time. But yeah, there's a lot that happens, and there's a lot of lore that leads up to it, which is why I really want to do the prequel. because it's like there's so much to know, and I can't just tell everyone what it is. And I want to really bad. Like I'll tell everyone anything. But I've been yelled at by Lori to not tell things. There's really no spoiler that would make you not want to read the story. Like any spoiler that I would say would actually make you want to read, because you're like, oh, that happens, I want to go see that, and all that stuff. But no, I get yelled at, so whatever.
The last question I had is that, what is a piece of advice you'd give anybody who might be watching the show, who might want to kind of follow in your similar path of working on their own comic and funding it? What? I'm sorry, did I miss something? Did you guys say don't?
Yeah, no, please don't.
I'm like the worst person. Well, okay, I'm not the worst because some people have been copying what I do. I've had 5 people ask me for my plushie creator, so they're all adding plushies now. I did have 4 people do certain things on their page that I do, and I've had people that have been doing this longer than me ask me questions. So I do. I guess imitation is the strongest form of flattery, but yeah, I'm not the one you should follow, because I don't care that I go into debt because I want my book made. But you should not follow that. So if you want to keep your house, don't do what I do. If you want a great comic book, you can do what I do. But yeah, as far as advice, my best advice, and creators yell at me all the time for this, I would write the story first, like I did. Maybe not 50 issues. But I would know what your ending, whatever you do, know what your ending is. Like I have ending for this book, for book 5, and for this series, and for the next series. The ending is the most important part. So figure out your ending, and then you can work your way to that. And the only true advice about finding an artist, and I don't know if I said it last time I was on this, do not ask for character designs ever. It's a waste of money. It doesn't help you. It costs more for some weird reason. Give them a page of your script and say, do the panel work, because you have to tell them what the character looks like, So it's a character design, but you can see what the characters look like in the panels. You can see how they write or how they draw the sequential, or I can't even say the word. This is how they draw the panels. And I did not discover this until like thousands of dollars spent on character designs. And then they draw the character, and then I tell them to put it in a panel, and it looks nothing like it. And for some reason, they charge double for a character design. I don't know why. So that's the best way to find your artist. Give every artist that you talk to the same page so that you can see compare the differences, and then you could see how they do. And then that's the characters look. So yeah.
I have just one more question, Carissa. Do you know what day today is? What day is it?
I don't even know what state I'm in. No, why? What day is it? Tuesday, right?
No.
It's Tuesday, right?
Damn it! Shoot. Does anybody else want to get the reference? You know what day it is, right?
It's October 3rd.
Thank you. It's October 3rd. It's Mean Girls Day.
The movie?
Yes, this is the day that Aaron Samuels asked Katie Heron. There's a big deal in the movie.
All right.
All right, cool. Wrong crowd. Thank you. Cool.
Why are you watching Mean Girls?
Mean Girls.
Because it's a great movie. Thank you. I'm embarrassed now. Carissa, thanks for having us on the show. We'll go now.
Well, no. I have a fact for you that I just learned that's actually horrifying. The one character that said to the other character, "Did you eat a brain tumor for breakfast?" That character died in real life from a brain tumor. I just learned that today. So there's your Mean Girl fact. Isn't that horrifying? Like she cursed her of a brain tumor.
Wow,
but yeah,
damn it.
Now I ruined it for you.
Mean Girls.
And that is why you don't fuck with Regina George, everybody.
That's right.
That's right.
Yes.
And that's why we wear pink on Wednesdays. Sometimes.
Well, just want to remind everybody, definitely check out Worthy Chaos Redemption. Links are in the show notes up above or down below, depending on where you're watching or listening to us. You can find a Kickstarter there and all the information for Carissa. Carissa, we're going to talk about comic book news. Do you want to talk about that with us, or do you want to hop?
I'm going to hop so I could see my husband for the first time today.
Sounds good.
Good call.
Well,
yeah. But thanks for having me on. And yeah, find me on Kickstarter. The easiest way is to search Worthy Chaos. We're the only thing that pops up. So, or follow a link.
Awesome.
You can do that too. But thanks, guys, for having me on. I'll be back for book 2.
Awesome. Thank you, Carissa.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
And then there were 4.
Who knew? Yeah. You guys all basking in my glow now.
You and your sunny britches. All right.
Oh, the light.
Oh. So, okay.
We lost you, Velvet.
And he's gone. Okay.
He's probably just fixing his phone.
Before we get into the news, just wanted to talk about one thing really quick. Batman 138 came out today.
Yeah, that's a big issue.
And
where Jason Todd.
What's that?
And
no. What were you saying about Jason Todd?
I was saying that doesn't Batman reveal something to Jason Todd in that issue? That or Jason Todd's in the issue? And
Jason Todd's been in several issues. Batman really fucks him up. He inserts essentially like a chip in his head so that he actually has fear now. The storyline's coming around. They've the Bat family is still against Batman, which is utterly stupid. But it's starting to turn a corner where you're seeing that the Bat family is dreadfully wrong and everything's going to go to shit. And obviously Batman was right again. So, again. So, it's
or Leo, crazy idea. You don't buy the book for a while and then you come back when the story's over and then you just look at it like a St. Elmo's fire, like no, it's not. That wasn't St. Elmo's fire. It's a St. Nowhere. It was all a dream.
I hope that's what it's going to be, because this storyline has been getting a lot of heat, and they keep on mixing it up. Like I was reading 138 and I thought I was all caught up, but there was another special issue that they did, some Red Hood special that was like part of the storyline as well. So Batman started off with like Red Hood captured, and I'm like, what the heck? That's not where it left off in the last issue. So they're throwing us off again. So kind of disappointed with it. So just wanted.
And now on the comic news.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. We'll pull them in order. Who had this one? Giant sizes are back.
That was one of the ones I covered. So for everybody who doesn't know, that back in the 1970s, Marvel would actually have giant-sized comics that were essentially so big, so grand, that they spent the extra money so they could essentially tell them with extra pages. So these were really important because the second-tier X-Men, the Vision and Wanda getting married, Spider-Man's run-in with Dracula, the first appearance of Multiple Man, Korvac, Tigra, all of these happened in giant-sized books. So now they're bringing them back, and they've announced essentially now, 2024, Marvel will have both an original new giant-sized book, and they're going to be reprinting one in December. So in January 2024, Miles Morales will have his first giant-sized debut with giant-sized Spider-Man issue 1 by Cody Ziegler and Iban Coelho. So it's essentially Dylan Brock versus Miles Morales. It's also going to reprint Ultimate Comics Spider-Man issue 22 by Bendis and Sarah Pichelli, which has Miles' first battle with the Ultimate Venom. So that's on the right. On the left is a reprint. So that's Jerry Conway's and Rich Buckler's original giant-sized Superstars issue 1, which is the Thing and the Hulk duking it out in Madison Square Garden with everybody watching. And who comes in the corner? We've got Tundra coming in. So, and they're reprinting the whole thing just as it was originally seen, ads and all. So that's in December.
Oh, nice.
The giant size Spider-Man is in January.
Now explain giant size. This is magazine size, or is it like an extra thick book?
Extra thick.
Okay. It's basically it's essentially stories told with the benefit of extra pages.
Usually they were about 100-page or no, they had 60-page giants too.
Yeah, they were. It's really more. It's not like, Wednesday comics where it was just big. You know what I mean? It's really more about size.
I wish they were doing just a bunch of treasuries. I'd be all in.
But we know. So yeah.
So you're saying it is not the length of the book, it's the girth.
Yeah.
Okay, get out. Moving on.
Oh yeah, Leo. Comic book.
Okay, we got some variant covers for National it's the Native American Month, right?
Yes. So this is going to be happening. This is an upcoming thing. So you're going to have celebrating Native American Month. You have 2 special variant covers and backup stories from Indigenous and First Nation creators. So Ghost Rider issue 20, you're going to see Boney's Ghost Rider that's the spirit rider Kushala. So she is she's the Ghost Rider of the 1800s. She was called a spirit rider. So that's issue 20. That's by Benjamin Percy and Corey Judd. The cover, I'm sorry, the details, my brain is like, what? So that's the cover right there. So you have Johnny Blaze teaming up with Kushala. Essentially, they're crossing paths, fighting an ancient foe. I think that's coming out November 15th. So that's next month. And then Leo, the one that you showed earlier, that's She-Hulk with her ex boyfriend, Wyatt Wingfoot. So that's Bobby Wilson, David Cutler, Wyatt Wingfoot, and She-Hulk to defend Washington, D.C. from a full negative zone invasion. Powered by new tech and strengthened by his status as the chief of the Kiwazi, I really apologize, Kiwazi Nation, Wyatt finds an inventive solution to stopping Blastar's endless forces. So, 2 pretty nice covers. There will be a main cover by the artist in the book. Sensational She-Hulk issue 2 will be out Wednesday, November 22nd. Seems pretty nice, and I really appreciate the inclusion. And yeah,
the covers look pretty cool, and I like it that they're going back to the 1800s. I think that will be a very interesting story.
Agreed. So, yep, that.
Very cool. Who had Immortal Thor?
That was also a lot of news. a lot of news, guys. So, for those who loved Immortal Hulk, that Al Ewing's previous project, Immortal Thor is looking to be just on the same caliber. Already in, you have Thor, who is now the king of Asgard, fighting against Utgard Thor, which is from a realm who, think of it, they're the gods of the gods. So he's fighting with essentially his Thor counterpart called Utgard Thor. So he essentially banishes him to another dimension, but in doing so, he uses up a ton of his all-father power and initiates the all-sleep. So in order to do so, he has to essentially gain assistance from Loki, who Loki at this point is the teller of all tales. So he is no longer the king of the frost giants. He repairs the Rainbow Bridge, and he's now the Skald of the realms. Which I'm like, okay, cool. So as you saw in the previous image, before Thor goes into his all sleep, Loki asks him a bunch of questions, whether he would trust him as his sibling, as his subject of Asgard, and as his enemy. So even though Thor's like, I can't really trust you because of our past, I'm going to say, yeah. Loki transforms into a completely new form, which is now Loki, Teller of Tales. So it looks like we're going more away from anti-hero and kind of back to the familiar role of villain. But it's really hard to say because it looks like Loki had an idea that Utgard invasion was coming. So it looks like they could either be working for themselves as usual or the best interests of the realm. Again, it's only on 2 issues right now, but shaping up to be pretty awesome. And as we saw previously, we're going to get the Thor core is going to be back in a previous issue. Well, future issue. So, yeah, it's looking pretty nice. And then, of course, an Alex Ross cover is always good.
Yeah, and the actual comic art was pretty good too.
Oh, yeah.
Well, for issue 1, I'm gonna. I think I may start reading this because Immortal Hulk was a really good storyline. So.
Oh, absolutely. Immortal Thor is looking to be just as good. So yeah, check that out when you get a chance, everybody. It's definitely worth a read.
Very cool. I think this is me. So, everybody loves Clone Wars. Everybody's loving Ahsoka, right?
I am.
Mm-hmm. I haven't watched it yet.
2 out of the 4 here are enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's a
Okay.
50%er.
So it's been 10 years since Clone Wars, and Star Wars is celebrating it with some special covers.
Actually, Leo, I think you're close. You're talking about Star Wars Rebels. You keep saying Clone Wars.
Rebels. My apologies.
No worries. I got you, buddy. Keep going. You're doing great.
Clone Wars happened in Star Wars Rebels.
Yeah,
everybody's right. Keep going.
No. Clone Wars is before Rebels.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rebels is the sequel to.
It's kind of like when Luke Skywalker's doing all his shit.
Well, what were they fighting in Rebels?
The Empire.
Evil, obviously.
It wasn't a war.
Well, it is. It's like when but it's around Luke Skywalker and Leia's time where they're fighting. They're all rebels at the same time. This is just another sect of rebels.
I'm gonna blow your mind because I can actually connect it. Because Ezra goes back in time.
What?
Yeah, to where he goes back to Clone Wars, where Ahsoka fights Darth Vader and dies, and brings her back to life. So Rebels and Clone Wars are like eternally linked.
So what you're telling me is no matter what the genre, time travel is confusing. So great. We're getting off topic. So Star Wars Rebels, it's 10 years. Is this something special?
Yeah. So now obviously they're not going to do it for a Rebels storyline. These are going to be specifically for Star Wars and Darth Vader books. But we're gonna get some special covers to celebrate. Celebrate. We have Ahsoka here, so
nice.
And have a good time.
Yeah, I'm shocked he hasn't made an appearance yet in Ahsoka.
He being
what the hell is his name? Zeb.
Well, Zeb shows up in
Mandalorian.
Was it? Yeah, it was Mando. It was the last season. Yeah, he's in the bar.
It's the last episode too, I think.
Yeah.
Well, it's not over yet, and a new episode just dropped 16 minutes ago. So
there you go. Yeah, the artist is Casper Wingard, Scandinavian, or I don't know. It's foreign. So listen, we're continuing the horrible tradition of splash pages not knowing how to say people's names. But yeah, so it's 10 years. I want to say they showed 8 covers, right? But yeah. And they're going to be released January, February, March, and April 2024. So looks pretty nice.
So those watching Ahsoka, would you say Admiral Thrawn maybe put on a few pounds since Rebels? No.
Jar Jar. I hate to break it to you, but Ahsoka's live action. It's not animated.
It's pretty close.
Just say, Leo. Just say yes. Don't break his heart.
Yeah, and Jar Jar, I heard the rumor that that episode where they have the young version of Ahsoka, her and Admiral Thrawn, they're gonna have a naughty affair in a spin-off series. But shh, don't tell him.
Oh boy. Star Wars After Dark. We already had the holiday special, so now we're gonna have the after school special.
That's right. The after special.
Dear God. Oh, please. It's the Star Wars Rebels. Oh my God, move on.
Next up.
Yeah. So.
Yes. Okay.
Where's Kari to talk about this? I don't want to hear it in Drew's voice.
I hate you so much.
All right, Drew, imitator. Come on.
No, I can't. There's no. I don't have the energy. My hair also isn't as curly. So essentially, this is spinning off of Ultimate Invasion 4, which just recently wrapped up. Essentially, the events of that created a brand new Ultimate Comics, where essentially it solidified what was already kind of being established in the whole series. So we have a whole new Ultimates universe. So this is continued in November's Ultimate Universe issue 1. Hickman's teaming up with Stefano Caselli. It's a whole new line of Ultimate Comics. We already saw he's going to be handling Spider-Man, but this one we're going to most likely see the next team of Ultimates, which will be Cap, Thor, Lady Sif from Asgard, Reed Richards / Dr. Doom, and Iron Man, or should we say Iron Lad? AKA Kang. So definitely check this out. If you're especially an Ultimates fan, I wasn't expecting to enjoy Ultimate Invasion as much as I did, because it definitely wasn't the kind of blockbuster we expect from Marvel, but it really deconstructed a lot. It was very on par from the kind of thoughtful work we've seen Hickman do over time. And I have to say, I'm really interested to see where he goes with the differences, because it's not like the old Ultimates, but I actually think that that's okay, because our world is not the same as the world that the Ultimates first came out in 2002 and 2000s. So this new Ultimates reflects that.
So just to be clear, you do not need to read the old Ultimates to know what's going on here.
Yes, absolutely. Perfect. If you choose to, you can understand what the point of the Ultimates was and how it completely fell off the rails. Now, this one, the only thing you would really need to read is Ultimate Invasion to understand who the fuck this guy is and why he's fucking with the natural state of things. And then how essentially that all goes to shit. And now we have a brand new playground full of a lot of great possibilities.
Now, Ultimate Invasion, is that an older storyline, or is that something that happened recently?
As I said, it's the current story that Hickman just wrapped up with Brian Hitch. It's a 4-issue series. It's still fairly new, I would say. Again, it came out this year. It just wrapped up, I think, last week.
Okay.
So pretty easy, but Leo, you don't really need to know your Ultimate stuff. If you do, it helps. But, the only important thing you need to know is Maker, Evil Reed Richards. That's it.
Well, what intrigues me is this is just it's a new storyline. It's not having all the old baggage of knowing what happened, 15 years ago or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a reset. I like that.
Yeah. It's a reboot in a really in a good way we haven't seen before.
Now, Drew, am I wrong? I thought they said that in previous news stories that we've talked about the new Ultimate Universe redropping, I thought they were starting with Ultimate Spider-Man.
Well, no, Rich, you are correct that is essentially the new flagship. This is kind of, if Ultimate Invasion is the reboot, this is the I don't know if prologue is the right word, but this is the story that happens in between that. So then we can set up. They said that a lot of this is essentially setting the pace for a lot of the stories that are going to be coming up. So there will be previews for other Ultimate comic titles like Ultimate Spider-Man. So this is kind of setting us up for the new direction.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
So basically, if this was a ship, this book is the anchor. Not the anchor. This is the steering wheel.
Got it.
This is
is the appetizer, and Spider-Man will be the main course.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like I said, we saw last time. We don't really know who's going to be Spider-Man this time. It could be Peter Parker. It might be Miles. It could be a new person. That was the point of the Ultimate Universe, is that it has the freedom to go into different directions that you're not boggled down by mainstream storytelling. So there won't be any gang war. But we're not going to go there because I'm still bitter. Moving on, please.
Okay, so Wolverine and Madripoor, what's going on here?
Madripoor.
So, sorry. Through the years, they have messed with Wolverine's healing factor. And this actually has nothing to do with Madripoor. I think Kari just used this as an image because that was what the image that was on the article. So now, apparently, if Wolverine's blood is introduced into a human, they will get the same invulnerability that Wolverine has.
What?
Apparently, during the Krakoa era, that also was the case for mutants, but it was never the case for humans. That's something new that they've added to the lore.
Actually, Rich, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but that is correct because I did read that same article. I think that story, the Wolverine Madripoor, I think, wasn't that about the whole Chris Claremont still being included with the next wave of X-Men?
No, that is a different story, which...
that is the story where the image came from, though.
Oh, okay.
Chris Claremont. Come on.
Okay, well, and I can switch, but that the story on that. So we'll go to my second news story, which is that Chris Claremont is throwing his hat into the ring to be part of the new X-Men era, and he's already had discussions with Tom Brevoort. And when it comes to the X-Men, it's hard to find a creator who has left a bigger impact than Chris Claremont.
Right.
The legendary writer has a 16-year run on the team from 1975 through 1991. During that time, he created many iconic characters like Gambit, Rogue, Kitty Pryde, Mystique, and Emma Frost. He also scripted many of the X-Men's most iconic storylines, such as the Dark Phoenix saga and Days of Future Past.
Right.
So he wants to return. He has more X-Men stories built up in his brain to write for us. And like I said, he and Tom Brevoort have had some preliminary discussions, but it's still ongoing, and we will see what will happen in the near future. Perhaps we'll get some classic Claremont bringing the X-Men back to the days that we all miss.
I mean, I say go for it. I mean, hell, Denny O'Neil was writing up until when he passed. Peter David is still doing work. I mean, honestly, these older writers want to still stay. They still got stories to tell. They can show them how it's done. I say go for it. I would gladly read their stories.
I think both Marvel and DC would do great to start like a Legends line.
That's a great idea.
Legendary artists and writers come in, and they don't have to be continuity books at all, but just Elseworlds, whatever.
You know what? They need to fuck continuity.
I'm kind of with you there too. It's becoming too tough to stay with.
Too tough to stay, and you get a good storyline going, and then all of a sudden this writer comes along and says, "Oh, I want to toss all the cards into the middle of the air and just try to mess things up for a little bit."
I think honestly, in my opinion, what we really also need to kind of condense is our storylines. We need to really cut back on these big crossovers. They're too frequent.
Yeah, it's fun to have one once a year, but like every other storyline is.
Yeah. Like
I feel like they should change. I think the annuals should always change now to Elseworlds. Because there doesn't really there's nothing exciting enough about an annual to get you excited anymore. It's just another story. So if it was an Elseworld that wasn't continuity, that totally changed the existence and the style of the character that you were used to, I think that might get a little more excitement.
I mean, I think like Leo said, is that we're so focused on continuity and making everything click and fit for everything that we just kind of lose the joy, because you have to constantly work with someone else's vision, and their vision may not coalesce with yours. And then it's like both of you, Jeremy and Leo, what you said, the second this writer's run's done, it's like, all right, well, clones,
fuck it,
time travel, and And I have to be honest with you, they need to make death stick. If someone is dead, they're dead.
That would be glorious.
No, fuck that. What they
No.
need to do.
No. If somebody is dead, they're dead. And and going to another universe and getting somebody who's exactly like the person who died minutes before and bringing them to their old to fill his shoes is a cop-out move.
Right.
Okay, hear me out. What if?
Oh boy. Oh.
What if?
What? Actually, Elseworlds. Never mind. What if they nix continuity altogether? They nix the weekly,
kind of like it was back in the 60s and 70s, where it was just like
kind of loose.
Yeah, kind of like each month is a different storyline. Could be a different artist, could be a different writer, but everything stays, essentially the same for a character. It's they got the same powers, it's the same, tone of voice. Like Spider-Man's always quippy, and you don't like the storyline, you just wait till next month and it'll be something different. But it stays with the same of that character. If you want a non-quippy Spider-Man, then have a different storyline for a different type of character that's Spider-Man-esque.
I think the opinion being, Leo, is in terms of continuity, is that if they're going to stick to continuity, they have to make things stick. And I think that's the problem, is that you have these characters, they've been around 60, 70, sometimes even longer. What more can they do? You know what I mean? Like how many times can Batman punch out Joker's teeth? How many times can Red Skull be dead?
Well, the question is, they've tried many times to introduce younger characters, and people still clamor for these older characters. So that is, in essence, a big problem, because you can't age the Flash and Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman, because they'll all bitch because they don't love the new Warriors and the young Avengers. They're just not buying it.
Well, right. But that's the thing, is that, and Leo, this is my bring back, anytime you bitch about Batman now, I'm bringing this up, is if you don't like it, don't buy it, and then they'll stop doing it. And then they'll figure out, okay, this isn't working, we're losing money, let's change. I think the other thing being is that nerds need to accept, and I started saying this because I'm getting tired of being in chats where people, all they do is bitch. And I'm just like, okay, then you go to school, get a degree, get an internship at Marvel, work your way up, and then write how you want. So I'll see you in 20 fucking years. At the same time, I haven't bought a Spider-Man comic in ages, but I know when the book is good and I want to buy it. Okay, great, I'll buy it. Like at some point.
So somebody's come along, totally changed Spider-Man forever.
Mm-hmm.
And now, you may get a storyline of Spider-Man once that you may enjoy once every 10 years. You're okay with that? Say you're a Spider-Man fan. You're okay buying a storyline that you enjoy as a Spider-Man fan once every 10 years.
Sure.
Well, Leo,
but that's the thing. That's my preference. And you rock a different philosophy. So that's okay. But I think the thing being is that there's this my way or the highway thing that just is kind of killing comics. Everybody has this vision, and it's like the same thing. We see this so much with movies. I'm just like, guys, if you like a specific version, stick with that. But if you want to give this other one a shot, if you like it, great. If you don't, that's great too. It should just be okay. I don't know. I just feel like everybody, I just feel like we're caught in cycles of bitching.
Yeah.
And when I mean bitching, I'm talking about complaining, everybody. I need to stress that. Just, I don't know. I just feel like at some point I'm like, if it's just the same thing over, I'm like, I don't care anymore.
Well, I'm all for trying something different if it's a different character. But if you're going to take a character and fundamentally change who that character is, say you take Superman and we're going to say, okay, we're going to change Superman. Superman is, he no longer has superpowers. He's, a janitor, and we're making a storyline
or a wrestler.
Or a wrestler.
That's
There
what
we
they
go.
did a few years ago on New
Yeah.
52, and I was just like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes we talked about this fads. It's just like, remember we're talking about fads of the MCU and movies and stuff. It's the same thing with comics, and my sympathy goes out to these writers that are trying, and like, listen, I'm not a big fan of it, but my sympathy to Zeb Wells. He's the one writing Spider-Man right now, and you can see he's trying to do new things that just no one likes them. And I feel for him. And I know Dan Slott was coming to his defense. He was like, guys, it's hard trying to come up with new things. Not everyone's going to love it. You have to sometimes bear the storm.
So let's take that into account. So Zeb Wells, he's writing Spider-Man right now. Say he decides to go, okay, Spider-Man, no longer has his web shooters. He's telepathic. Let's say he does that. He magically makes webs appear, and he and everybody hates it. And you come back in 2 months from now, going to have a different writer, different storyline, but they need to adhere to the telepathic powers. Spider-Man's no longer Spider-Man. He no longer thwips.
Right.
And the new writer has to adhere to that storyline that was written that did not sell.
Okay. I honestly, I feel like this has just become point and counterpoint. Do the two other gentlemen on the show, do you have any opinion? Or is it funny to watch us rock 'em, sock 'em, robot?
As the one guy who does not actually actively buy comics in the room at the moment, Leo, you need to be able to separate. I know you like to get a whole run and everything, and that's important, but it's really not. As someone who, I love the Joker, but I don't feel the need for every place that the Joker at this point shows up in a comic, do I have to read it? Now, if I hear it's a great storyline, yeah, I'm going to pick it up, or I'm going to put it on the side and be like, hey, I got to go pick that up, or I got to read that digitally at some point.
Right.
You need to be, and I think it's sort of what Drew is saying. You need to be a more discerning customer. You don't need to buy, just because you love Batman, every Batman issue.
Don't
if
listen
you get
to them,
3
Leo.
issues into a run and it sucks,
Keep buying them.
Stop buying it and wait for the new writer.
Jar Jar, shut up.
No. I wish I was.
Go for it, Jar Jar.
I wish I was still keeping my Batman run altogether, but it's just become way too expensive. Comics are now $4.99, $5.99. Like it's ridiculous. I can pick up like 1 or 2 comics a month, but I love collecting like Leo does, the full runs. That way, when somebody's like, "Hey, blah blah," there it is. Bam, I got it. Like I, and it's also your collection, Leo. You should collect the way you feel happy about it, and I think since you are paying for it, you do have a right to complain about it. It's kind of like voting.
Yeah. Well, and I totally get it. If you don't like the storyline, wait. Kind of like Chip Zdarsky. I'm really enjoying his storyline, except for the current last couple issues. But the thing is, we're dealing with decisions that were made years ago. Like Batman's essentially changed now. He's
used to shoot people. Do you want it to go back to that?
No. But that wasn't fundamentally Batman over the years.
No. Rich, if Lee Bermejo drew him shooting people, like, oh, I'm buying that. So, no, listen, Leo, I think this is just going to be an ongoing debate, because it's one of the many things about comics that is always very tricky, is that fans want change, but then when change comes, it's not the change they want. So then it's not. It's basically they're chasing this ideal storytelling universe. This is like Heroes Reborn. This is the idyllic.
That sucked.
Place.
But it was so wanted.
Yeah, and it's not that. So I think it's just in the end, it's like Velvet says. Some of us are a little bit more like me. I used to buy so much. Now I don't. And you know what? I'm great. But you're still buying. So you do you, boo-boo. like whatever you got to do. But at the same time,
do you ever write any letters?
Yes.
Me? No.
Yeah. Why not?
Do it.
This is how I vent.
I think it would be funny to one day pick up a Batman comic. Leo's in the back. What the hell's wrong with you people?
It sounds like, Leo, you're going to buy them no matter what. So, you know, you could either just continue to bitch or shut the fuck up, which is totally your choice either way.
Wow. Okay.
But it's your choice either way. I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
And that is how Velvet went on a 2-week sabbatical from Splash Pages.
You're fired.
I will continue to bitch, but it still goes to my point that, you know, if you like a character and how they are, like they should just get rid of continuity. That's all I'm trying to say. You know, if you love a futuristic Batman, there's a storyline for a futuristic Batman. If you love a detective Batman, there's a storyline for a detective Batman.
Leo, because I know there's still more news we have to cover. Yep. I think that there should be a loose continuity where if something is successful, it is then allowed to play out that story. For example, Spider-Gwen. Edge of Spider-Verse issue 4. She's a super hit. She gets her own little limited series. That does super well. She gets her ongoing series, and we've been seeing her ever since. You know? That kind of thing. Batman Beyond, same kind of thing. Just, you know, that kind of community. But then we just stay on. But there's it's like Loki. You're allowed the deviations, you know? The different timelines and shit. So I think it's more of that.
Next 3 days from now, I think we get the new season. Season
there
2.
You go. See? So, but listen, we could spend another hour talking about this. We don't have that time.
Yep. Okay. So we will move on. And the last item I'll just say is fuck continuity. Okay.
Yes.
Tarot cards.
This. Oh my God. So I just found out these are out. Excuse me. These are out now. This is a Marvel tarot deck, 78 card tarot deck that will come with an instruction book written by Sydney Barwick, and the cards and the illustrations are by Lily McDonald. So this reimagines Marvel characters and tarot archetypes. Miss Marvel, Daredevil, Black Panther, all within a tarot mindset. And the instruction book will come with explanations of each card's meaning and the spreads. It's wrapped in a nice, sturdy gold foil decorative gift box. I mean, honestly, I think it just looks gorgeous. And, you know, like, look at those. They look fantastic.
The devil has your soul.
Well, that's the thing. Where's Mephisto?
Ooh.
You know what, Leo? We can't all be happy.
The whole deck, Leo. Or I'm sure there's a Lady Death in there.
Yes, there is a Death. They didn't reveal who Death was, but they said that it was one of their particular favorites in drawing it. So I was like, that's cool. But yeah, it's out now. It's on sale. Honestly, if you're a Marvel fan and you're into tarot, I say that's a match made in heaven. So check that out.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yes. You're all going to hell. You're all going to burn.
So if you enjoyed Spider Boy,
Spider Girl,
no, we have
Spider
Baby.
Oh, Kid Venom.
Spider Lamb Chops. Kid Venom.
The company of ideas, right?
Yes. Well, you got to remember the context. They just finished the Death of the Venomverse limited series, so they had, remember that whole Edge of Venomverse thing.
Yeah.
So this was one of the stories that was told as a backup throughout the book, and honestly, Leo, I don't know if you've got a chance. I actually got a chance to read this today. It's pretty good. I'm not going to lie.
So what you're saying is they took a character that was successful in a storyline and gave him his own book?
Yes, Leo. Again, proving the point we just talked. So
rather than making Venom in his own storyline a kid?
Yes.
So Drew, knowing nothing about this, is this was a character in a book that already existed?
No, this is a new character. This is a new Venom variant. So this is 10th century Japan. You've got, it's basically similar to other stories where you see venom mixed with history. So you're in 10th century Japan. You have this village under attack by the symbiotes. So the kid, whose name is Kintaro, bonds with his symbiote, which is, I guess, called Clinter. And yeah, so it's basically it's based on a legend. So it's about a kid who lived on Mount Ashigara. He is hired by Minamoto Yoritoto, who is a very high-ranked samurai and defeats a lot of bad guys, who later then becomes one of the 4 samurai of the Minamoto Yorimitsu. So it's essentially a mix of folklore and history about the specific era. It's called the Heian era of Japan. So the artist, who's an anime artist, who originally did the thing, was a one-shot that he sent for a manga contest that Shonen Magazine and Marvel did in 2018. His name is Taigami. So I have no idea who this person is, but I was like, it was pretty cool. So yeah.
I think you're doing a great job with the names there, Drew.
Yeah, man, I was loving it. Like the different Japanese stuff.
Hi.
It
seems like there's a recent
Drew an asshole. That was
Hi. But you were saying, Leo?
Yeah, seems like there's a recent uptick in anime styled comics, because DC has a couple as well. You have anime Superman, and then there's another one for DC as well that they're doing anime.
Yes, Joker or Batman, I believe.
Yeah, because remember we talked about this, that DC is doing a manga line, and one of them was a Joker raising a baby Batman.
Oh yeah,
and they had another one was like Superman holding like some ramen or something.
Oh yeah.
I
remember that.
So listen,
now Leo, now being a fan of the Joker, that is a totally unappealing story to me, so I will not check that.
There you go, whatever works.
See, that's called being a discerning.
But I think we have to acknowledge that manga makes up more than 75% of the current market. So it kind of makes sense that eventually there would be some crossover. I mean, Ghostbusters told us not to cross the streams, but Marvel and DC do not have that luxury of being like, our worlds cannot combine. It's like, listen, we've done crossovers with everybody. Let's just come on in. Let's go. But
get money.
Yeah, but Leo, essentially, I mean, I don't know if you got a chance to read the story. Upon reading this, I definitely checked it out. It's pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie, and I enjoyed it, especially being a fan of history. Like Taigami did a great job, and I'm excited to have it all collected in one place.
I have to say the cover does look cool, except for I don't like the font for the Kid Venom.
Well,
hey,
I mean, it is.
Me.
Why does he have elf ears?
That is a little strange.
But the thing that I like is that it's essentially going to be, all collected on a one shot, and that it might get its own. That there's hoping that it's going to get its own limited series as it goes, and it's going to essentially be able to continue the story it was telling. I mean, the first story you had Kid Venom versus Carnage, so I was like, that's pretty dope, man. So, yeah.
Now, Drew, as far as introducing new characters, because I believe you said that you had read the Spider-Boy series. Comparatively, what do you think?
I mean,
if you had to lean one way or another,
listen. As much as I'm a big fan of Spider-Man and his amazing friends, this is just a little bit more interesting to me. I feel like there were more risks. It was just a more interesting mold of Marvel lore and history, and with a splash of folklore. And for me, I think that's where you find that originality, is that you look at it and you take it in a different direction. So personally, I'm all for storytelling like this because it's just fun. And that's just what I miss about comics, is that it's fun storytelling. You don't have somebody, and I think that's what Leo is trying to get at. You don't have this like, you can't do this. It's like, okay, we're going to see where this goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and just to reiterate, I'm all for change. I'm all for different storylines, but just do it in its own you know,
like
changes.
Changes.
So I mean, you mentioned Spider-Man and his amazing friends. I just have to ask, do they also include Miss Lion?
Oh,
Leo, I'm not going to tell you again to get out because I've already done it once.
Well, now, Drew, speaking of Get Out, now, Kari and I have been talking about merch, and we need some Get Out mugs.
Oh, no.
And then on the back of it could be like Marvel style. It could be like Drew Mollo.
I hate you so much.
Writer for Screen Rant.
Oh, my
God. Sleeping.
She told... For those that are...
Yelling at Leo.
Okay, so... As you can understand, when we're not reading books and we actually have free time, we're very bored. And in one of those, our Cthulhu behind the keyboard was like, "Oh, can you take a photo? I have an idea for some a faux merch thing." So I just took and she was like, "Oh, perfect." And I just get this ad, and it's just me on a pillow. I'm like, nobody's gonna want this. Like,
yeah, but on a mug, a Get Out on a mug, I think.
Yeah, I was just like, and it's funny because I got this as a birthday present, and then I was just like one step away from getting a Get Out shirt.
Hell yeah.
You know, but we'll see, Rich, because you know,
we're working on that this year. We're gonna work on some merch.
Oh boy, it's gonna be real fun.
Yeah.
You know, like if we do that, I want a shirt of like a Leo's chibi head just saying, "Hey, everybody."
Well, we already know we could sell stuff to Corissa Grant with my mug on it. So
yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Right.
There we go.
Yeah.
We could get you in the steamy shower scene there, George.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. No. We don't want to wash our string
hot
bean.
liquid in it. The clothes fall off.
No. I listen. I don't need to see.
And Jar Jar, when that happens, it's a picture of you in your He-Man with the.
There you go. Yeah,
you had the shirtless shirt. Yeah.
Leo, please tell me there's more news.
Yeah. Okay, so we're way past time. So let's finish this up fast. Healing factors for Wolverine. What do we got?
Well, that was Rich had gone over that. That was if you, Rich, correct me if I'm wrong. You said that's Wolverine. And this is a Krakoa thing.
If humans get his blood in their system, they become indestructible and have healing powers, just like he does.
He's a vampire.
Yes, but in reverse.
I don't know. It doesn't really make much sense to me, but
yeah. Well, I don't know. I guess they watched the She-Hulk thing and saw Banner's blood go into
that whole
Walters,
thing. Yeah.
And they said, "Hey, let's do that with Wolverine."
Yep.
So that's it, Leo. I mean, I pretty much went over it earlier. So that's the.
Yep.
They just wanted to make sure because we had the actual image.
No problem. I'm just trying to be thorough, man. No worries.
Okay.
No
okay. So this
is.
I
love you, brother.
So this is something for New York Comic Con.
Yes.
Marvel has revealed that there are a bunch of NYCC variant covers that will be exclusive only at NYCC at specific places. So you have Stuart Immonen's variant for Avengers 5, Mahmoud Asrar's variant for Amazing ASM 35, Valerio Schitti's variant for Gods issue 1, Sarah Pichelli for Miss Marvel New Mutant issue 2, and Lionel Francis Yu's NYCC variant for Avengers 6 will feature an undisclosed character that's still currently under wraps. So
hey, that one right there, I can't help noticing. Not only is it Peter Miles, but you've also got 1970s Spider-Woman over there on the left.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
very cool. Haven't seen her in a long time.
So just for those of our audience who are watching, so Marvel will hand out these variants at specific panels. So Avengers 5 is at the Avengers Assemble a Weekend Marvel special event, and that's on Thursday, October 12th. Asrar's ASM 35, that's at the Amazing Spider-Man Gang War panel, and that's on Friday, October 13th.
So there'll be a lot of extras of those.
Indeed. Schitti's Gods issue 1 variant is going to be available at the Marvel Fanfare with CB Cebulski panel on Saturday the 14th. And then at the Marvel Next Big Thing panel is the Mysterious Avengers cover. And then Pacelli's New Mutants variant is at the Women of Marvel panel on Sunday, it's 15th. And then the Leo, as you saw, the Invincible Iron Man cover, which I believe is that. That is going to be available only to Marvel Plus, Marvel Unlimited Plus subscribers who visit the Marvel booth on the floor, and those have to show a Marvel Unlimited membership in order to get one. So
those are actually going to go to fans. That's kind of impressive.
Yeah. So I didn't see if DC was doing something like that, but again, none of us are going to NYCC, but some of you might. And if any of those look super cool, get one.
I think the Avengers one is...
somebody's going to figure out how to grab a whole crap.
Oh yeah. So watch for eBay.
Yeah. Or they're gonna go up as like a special like variant of the variant. You know, it's I won't go into that.
So is that everything, Leo?
This is the last item we have.
Oh, this is me. So the latest update to AI that is making news is the DALL-E 3. And it seems we can make our own comics using this new update. This comic that you're looking at right now is made by the DALL-E 3. There's more panels to it, but essentially artists who have seen it, who are critics in the no camp for this, like Javier Rodriguez was quoted on Twitter as saying, you could do the same thing a while ago with a photocopier and scissors. Pretty much saying, you know, it's just stealing art and slapping it together on panels, while Ramon Villalobos called it shit and a mess, and pointing out the different problems with the said comic, how in 2 different panels there was 2 different Batmobiles, just that you could see the differences in the Joker.
Right.
Yeah. But do you guys think this is the downfall of society, or is this just another great tool to use?
They're going to get sued for this. I mean, I saw a lot of commentary on that saying they used a lot of Brian Boland's work as well.
Yeah.
I think this is going to get shut down. I think this is just another evolution of correctiveness in a technology that is so far unbridled.
It's going crazy.
Yeah,
Drew.
I don't know. I honestly, AI just, again, it just seems very cheap. And it just, for me, I'm just like, who does this benefit? You know what I mean? Like, I understand, but I'm like, nobody's buying this. So I feel like I agree with Rich there. I think this is just one of those testing the waters. Like, if anyone is really heavily investing in this, they're going to lose a lot of money because no one's going to want to support this. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
And I just think it's going to really backfire. Like, it's not going to be like Marvel holographic chrome covers backfire, but definitely like just no. Just
there'll be lazy people that will try to do this, but I think with this news coming to fruition, I think the creators of the AI are going to pull back on certain parameters to make adjustments because they don't want to get sued for using almost exact copies of an existing artist's work.
But it could also, just to be one of those, the other side, this is where Leo would be happy. He could create his own stories and sit there and just, you know, throw in a little information, get himself a comic printed out and, you know, read it and be happy with it.
I would not be happy. No.
Okay, cool. Well, with that nightmare reality, imagine. Thank you everybody for joining us. We had a great time with Splash Pages. Corissa was wonderful. We did a Mad Libs. We went over a lot of news. We even debated, you know. And before Jeremy dies of his after show glow, which is most likely still
my meds are wearing off really quick.
Yeah, so we're just gonna wrap this up. So Leo, Take it away.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody for watching this fine show. You know me, Google me, you'll find me. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. I run a Dorkening podcast network. Head on over to thedorkening.com. You can learn more and follow us on Facebook and, YouTube and all that. All the links are in the show notes up above or down below. I do a bunch of other shows, Comics Paradox, Dork Night, Midweek Geeks, a lot of fun stuff. But out,
That's all, folks.
Hey guys, it's your man Velvet Joker, and I just want to say happy anniversary to James Gunn and Jennifer Holland, because last week was their anniversary, 1 year, and good luck to them.
Indeed.
Good night.
Jar Jar.
Hey, thanks for watching Splash Pages. Check me out over on Facebook, Jeremy Courtney. While you're over there, check out Comic Book Lovers Buy, Sell, Trade, and Auction House. It's a great little site to buy, sell, trade, and auction off all your geek items. Also, if you're looking for a new audio
Experience?
podcast, new audio experience, check out the Re-Education of Nancy Ann Ritter. It just dropped Sunday, October 1st.
Who is Nancy Ann Ritter, Jar Jar Jeremy? For
Nancy Ann Ritter is the girl in Bathroom from Scream who was there. She survived the first movie. So that's all you really need to know about her.
Cool.
But she's an amazing co-host. I do the show with her and Kevin Crooks, and it's a lot of fun, and I think we have a lot of fun doing it. And I think it shows in the podcast.
Check
Awesome.
it out.
Okay, Drew.
Nope. Just no.
NONOP.
You know what? Yeah. So as you can see below, that's my Instagram. 'Cause every one of these people, especially the monkey behind the keyboard, suck. No, I enjoy being here every Tuesday. We have fun. We do things. We talk about stuff. I'm on Facebook, Drew Mollo, Ghostbuster Man 1984 on Instagram. I also do things on other places, on other shows. I'm generally very busy, but never too busy to have fun on Tuesday.
Awesome. With that, we'll catch you later. Bye.
Peace out. Have a good night.